Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Start Sit Show brought to you live by Player Profiler and Fast Draft. Draft faster with Fast Draft. And we're going to take a quick coffee break while a lovely woman brings me some beautiful Joe this morning. That's what I'm talking about, a little Halloween mug. Hope you guys are getting brought coffee by lovely ladies out there. Let's do it today. We got a big slate ahead of us, a lot of fun. Make or break week 5. We got Carson Wentz and Dylan Gabriel coming up here just around the bend, which, that's why you're only seeing the upper body today. If you guys saw the lower body, let's just say I've got a little something going on down there. Right to the start sits. Let's do it, Donald. Donald, you were here at 7:18 this morning, so you get first dibs. Shout out, Donald. Good morning. With Lamar out, should I stream Bryce Young or Jackson Dart? This is an easy dart for me. I understand it's the Miami defense for Bryce Young, but he's playing like an F and A hole, and don't really want 1 second of him until he shows a little bit of consistency game to game. Jackson Dart, and just to give you guys the player profiler rankings this week, we have got Bryce Young is technically ranked ahead of Jackson Dart, so that he's going to be at quarterback 14, Jackson Dart quarterback 15. But I just love the matchup for Dart, love the rushing, love the designed rushing, and I love going up against the New Orleans Saints, who, look, Jackson Dart is he's not Josh Allen, but we saw that he wants to play like him. So if he's going to try and play like him, we saw what Josh Allen did against the Saints last week. Let's run it back. Sheldo wants to know, what's up? Good morning. Having a little RB trouble. Aren't we all? Guys, I've got more fucking Michael Carter in lineups than just about any human being in the world right now, and I'm not necessarily proud of that, but it is where things are. Starting Derrick Henry, Dobbins, and Jordan Mason. Should I sit Mason for Sean Tucker?
No, Dewey, you don't want this. Get out of here.
That's honestly a pretty tough one because I get the logic there, but I'm probably just rolling Mason for the guaranteed volume. He looked good last week, even though it kind of was a slugfest. And they just got game scripted out of it early. I don't think they'll get game scripted out against the Browns. So I'm taking Mason. I think Tucker could be fun. There is some breakaway potential, long run upside, but brutal matchup against the Seahawks defense in Seattle. Bucs offensive line still dealing with some injuries. And they're basically just, with Rachaad White looking pretty good too. Rachaad White's our RB20 on the week. I think if he had been looking worse this season, I'd feel better about it. We've got Sean Tucker down at RB37 just to give you and Jordan Mason at RB13 just to tie that whole thing together. So how do you feel about Drake May and Justin Herbo? Drake May is looking good and has rushing upside. I don't know. Herbo is the better play. Man, you can't go wrong. These are stallions. Player profiler ranking has Drake May is QB5 and Justin Herbert is QB11 this week. So pretty big disparity there. We've got Drake May projected at 21.7 points and Justin Herbert at 18.7. So not make or break. I'll take May for the shootout potential. The overall implied point totals in that game are much higher as well. So Drake May, baby, Drake May. And also there's a little bit of like, did Jackson Dart break Justin Herbert last week? That's a possibility that you guys always have to keep in play. Herbert has that matchup against the Commanders, who have been frisky, but also the Commanders just got diced up on Michael Penix Jr., who was the worst looking quarterback I've ever seen 2 weeks ago against the Panthers. So I don't know what the hell's going on out there, guys, but that's how I feel about that one. Let's keep rocking and rolling. PPR, Njoku, Schultz, Chig, Tremble, pick one. Well, the highest, the highest ranked one of this bunch this week is going to end up being Chig at tight end 17, but they're all right there together. You got Chig at tight end 17, Tremble at tight end 18, Njoku at tight end 19. Let's go with, for this one in particular, let's just take Njoku and hope that kind of that short to intermediate area that he's been dominating the last 2 years comes back into the fold with Dylan Gabriel kind of peppering targets. You've got a lot of nice injuries on the defensive side for the Minnesota Vikings. Van Ginkel's out. So that's just what they're going to try and do. This is going to be a death by 1,000 paper cuts offense this week. So Njoku should hopefully benefit from that. G-Hop wants to know pick 2 PPR, Carter, DeMarcado, Isaiah Davis, Brashard Smith, Sean Tucker. Guys, what the fuck happened to us? I mean, we used to be a legitimate society.
Why are you fucking with me? Why are you fucking with me? Why are you fucking with me? Huh?
The clips today are going to be to stall to give me a second to come up with an answer because these are pretty brutal. Let's just cut down the bottom floor here. Don't love DeMarcado. I think that he's a satellite scat back he'll get used in passing downs, but don't love that in particular. Davis, will Davis inherit the Braylon Allen role? You know, he's a 220 kind of, he can do a little bit of everything, but is he going to, with Braylon Allen out, is the goal line work finally going to become Brees Hall's, or are they going to switch it to Davis? Rashard Smith, they've been saying some very nice things about him in Kansas City. He's just coming along. They're looking for somebody to step up. And then, of course, Sean Tucker there. I got my Bucs shirt on today. I got Roger Goodell behind me, always saying what's up. But I just kind of want to see what's going on there. Could be the Rachaad White show for all we know. So with all that being said, give me Michael Carter. Like I said just a few minutes ago, I've got more Michael Carter than just about anybody else in the continental United States here. Let me get my computer plugged in here because it's going to die, and that's where all my juicy stuff is. Yeah, I just think that he's going to end up being the bell cow. He's been a bell cow before. Or bell cow is just the wrong word. He's handled the rock significantly before. And just to give you, where is he in our weekly rankings? Our weekly rankings has him at RB 32, which is pretty good. Technically, DeMarcado's at 29, so maybe they expect a little bit more passing work there. But they're playing the Tennessee Titans, who are just a bucket of what did Cam Ward say? If we keep it a buck, they ass. So I like Michael Carter there, and for them to kind of lean on that a little bit. Funky Monkey wants to know, Jordan Mason or Michael Carter need a win. Don't we all need a win? Shout out everybody who needs a win this week. I've got a lot of teams that if I lose this week, I'm going to be sweating like a loser.
Fuck off, loser.
That being said, just give me Jordan Mason. I look at them in similar situations, and I just think that Jordan Mason is a much more talented player on a much more talented offense. They've been in the UK for 10 days now. They're settled. They're off jet lag. They got their meals prepped. They're doing okay. Carson Wentz went and saw Hogwarts or whatever they have over there. All right, what do we got next? G-Hop also wants to know Keon Coleman or T. Higgins. Oh, fuck me, man. Imagine if I told you guys in August that you were going to be wondering if you should start Keon Coleman or T. Higgins, and both of them were going to potentially suck. You know, you might be thinking like, ooh, this could be fun. I might have drafted a good sneaky team. Now your team's probably grubbing for grapes. I'll probably go with T. Higgins. Oh, no, actually, what do they got here? Let's fall back. My gut says T. Higgins just because I do think they are going to end up being due at some point. It is a tough matchup. Not a tough matchup. It is a high implied point total in going up against the Lions. So they're probably going to get a game scripted in T. Higgins' favor. The Lions secondary also can be got, and if they're doing anything to shift coverages towards Jamar Chase, which is exactly what the Broncos did last week with Surtain and keeping the safety up top on big plays, right? On big third downs, on all that kind of shit. So with that being the case, I do think that they're going to have, this is a kitchen sink game for whatever this version of the Bengals offense is going to be. And I like that a little bit more than just Keon Coleman, man. He just hasn't been having the juice. He's been struggling to separate. He's not used in the red zone, and he basically needs an injury to some of the other guys to come alive. I think he's a decent dart throw this week because they're going to have to keep pace with the Pats. But compared to somebody like Higgins, I'll probably lean on Higgins on that one. So I want to shout out all you guys also for joining me on these Sunday mornings. My favorite part about all of this truly is not just, talking ball, but interacting with chat, having fun, getting super caffeinated, too caffeinated, talking shit, letting things slip about these guys that I probably shouldn't say on live stream. So shout out you guys. You guys are the fucking best. Rye Guy wants to know Ladd or J.K. Dobbins. Who wants to know when it's going to be Ladd McConkey week? Pretty tough matchup for J.K. Dobbins. I mean, the Eagles have been doing a pretty good job bottling up the run game for these defenses, but J.K.'s looked really good. J.K.'s running back 25 on the week, and Ladd, the third man out here in L.A., we've got Ladd down at wide receiver 26. So if you feel like a Ladd week's coming, and your options are him, and you feel like there's a low ceiling on JK this week, maybe they mix in more RJ Harvey like they did last week, who looked pretty good too. I could feel Ladd having a little bit more of an upside game. And as you guys, followers of this show, know, the theme is usually no broke boys, we're sickos around here. We want ceiling games. I'm not interested in floor. Floor keeps getting me 8 points and like 90 overall. I'm tired of floor. Tired of volume. I want big fucking plays. I want big points. Give me Ladd McConkey on that one. All right. Kevin, man, you almost had me spit coffee all over my monitor. Start Kareem Hunt or Luke McCaffrey. I mean,
See, look how mad you are.
I'm not mad.
this is so gross. These are week 13 questions. We're getting them in week 5, and they just keep coming. Luke McCaffrey kind of having a little he's having a white boy fall. He's breaking out a little bit. He is ranked. Where are you, Luke? We have him ranked pretty low. He's ranked at wide receiver 87, but I actually think that ranking was before Terry McLaurin was officially declared out. So I would probably have him up closer in that like wide receiver 50 range, like Christian Kirk, Marvin Mims, Demarcus Robinson. Pretty decent matchup too. So Kareem Hunt, they're just dying. Like I said, that Pacheco scoring last week was like the worst thing you could have seen. Not because I think it's Pacheco season, but because that just means it's like one more notch against the opportunity that Kareem Hunt's going to get. So let's go ceiling here. Let's have some Luke McCaffrey, and let's ride this wave, baby. Who knows how long until it's going to crash? Probably soon, but we like ceilings. Bevol wants to know Ramondre, Kendre Miller, or Nick Chubb. Ramondre still getting the work. He didn't get any of the goal line work last week, but he's still getting mixed in. He's still getting involved. Nick Chubb too. I mean, obviously Woody Marks was the talk of the town this week, but Nick Chubb still had 15 opportunities. And let's just see what the rankings are. Nick Chubb, RB 28, Ramondre, RB 31, and then Miller's just a little bit further down behind them. Where are you? Man, my eyes are not. I just drank the wine got to me last night, guys. I apologize. My eyes just aren't what they used to be. Something about being 35 and having a glass of wine just screws you. RB 43 on the week. So we've definitely got Nick Chubb by a decent amount. And Nick Chubb does have the Ravens, which I mean, Ravens just about bottom 2-3 unit in every conceivable defensive metric. So feel pretty good about the Texans trying to kind of ball control there and run it out. So I'd go with Chubb too, just because I love Woody Marks. I have him on a lot of teams, but you guys play fantasy football. If you're watching a player profiler stream at 8 o'clock in the morning, you've been doing this for a while, I imagine. Woody Marks, 25-point game. What always happens when it's a dream matchup the next week? It's like 9 points, 7 points. Come on, you guys this has happened to all of us, right? I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but I'm just saying it's as in the cards as anything else. So that's how I feel about that one. John Martin wants to know, good morning. Full PPR, pick 2, Olave, Brian Thomas Jr., Michael Pittman, Jalen Waddle.
You know what? The only thing I am worried about is getting a boner.
I love the matchups for all 4 of these guys this week. You've got Olave, who's been looking better and better as the season progresses, taking on the Giants, who have been getting obliterated in the secondary department. Brian Thomas Jr. actually has a decent matchup against this Kansas City secondary, which has been playing decent, but I think that he matches up well. If they put McDuffie on him, I think that Brian Thomas Jr. is one of the few wide receivers that can win on him. And then you've got Jalen Waddle, who, when Tyreek is out of the lineup, Jalen Waddle has big games. That's just how it goes. Does he get more of those deep shots? Do they have more designed shot plays for him? Maybe getting him involved on screens that they've been giving for Tyreek. And I do feel there is a little bit of that like nagging feeling, like what if, we're forcing something that isn't there? What if he's just not the player for McDaniels that he was a couple of years ago? I don't know. That's kind of might just be bullshit. And then you've got Michael Pittman, who we have at wide receiver 27. He's got a good matchup against the Raiders as well. So for this one in particular, I'm just going to chase the volume here. I'm going to chase Olave and I'm going to chase Waddle. Pittman is coming in with a little bit of a hamstring. He doesn't have an injury designation as of this moment, but just chase the volume. I want to say 100 other things here about some of the other guys on these teams, but I'm going to refrain just so we don't get demonetized. Good morning, Yogi. Yogi wants to know Ibuka or Sutton in half PPR. Ibuka, a wide receiver 11 on the week. Cortland Sutton is just a little bit further behind him actually he's way down there. Wide receiver 28. And that's because Sutton could end up drawing Quinshon Mitchell, who has been taking it to wide receivers this week. Had it not been for a kind of fluky long, sideline catch that Ibuka took off last week, we're probably seeing that would have been another notch in his belt. So give me Ibuka just because I think that The Seattle offense is going to put up points on this Bucs defense at home, and so that's going to make Baker Mayfield continue to try and chase the action, chase the dragon, just play Baker Mayfield football, driving all the way down to the 20-yard line and then throwing the worst interception you've ever seen.
Whoa.
Let's get back to Abraham here. Abraham Aguayo wants to know, stream Jackson Dart or another quarterback. That's not very specific. I kind of need to know who else is on the wire there. I do like Jackson Dart this week. He's our quarterback 15. So if you're talking about like Geno, Stroud, Tua, Lawrence, Darnold, Spencer Rattler, I like Dart over all of those guys. Dart, he's young, he's fun, he's full of well, you know what he's full of. So give me Dart there. Thank you, Sheldon. You're the best. You guys are the best. He said, smash the like button, obliterate the like button, share your friends, call up somebody who's sleeping, who you know would be ruined by being awakened right now, and tell them to watch the show. I appreciate that. Dustin Brown wants to know, Keon Coleman or Henderson in the flex, full PPR. How many weeks do we have to wonder if they're going to give Henderson the rock here, guys? I don't know about you, but the expletives that I let off when they gave Antonio Gibson a goal line rushing touchdown last week. Like, look, it's one thing if you give it to Stevenson. I'll be pissed about it, but I'll understand it. Antonio fucking Gibson getting goal line rushing work. You kidding me? Bullshit. That being said, we have Henderson as, where is he? Where's Henderson on the week? Can't find him. Is he we have him not even ranked? Is he such a mystery that he's not even in here? Hendo. Yeah, here we go. RB27 on the week. I just can't fucking spell. RB27 on the week. He's 10 projected full PPR points. And then I think Keon is, where's Keon? Keon's easy. I love guys where you can type 10.6 for Keon. So I guess in this situation, give me Josh Allen's guy, and let's just hope that, this is a big boy matchup. I would love to play Henderson, don't get me wrong, because I do think it's coming, but maybe this just isn't the one that it's coming against. So hold tight, sit tight, all that fun stuff. Oh, look at the big dog checking in. How we doing, Alex? Good to see you this morning. Our league doesn't allow taxi to be adjusted after the start of the season. Also, league mates proposed a rule change so that they can complete a trade. Should we implement the rule change in 2026 or now? If the league's cool with it, I'm always okay with updating stuff now. It's kind of like, in the moment stuff. Like, we always hate this. The NFL takes fucking forever to make changes. And as soon as they do, we're like, why didn't they do this a long time ago? I'm down for it. If the league's down for it, any rule changes, whatever it takes, whatever you guys got to do. If you guys want to get me involved, I'll give you my personal number after the phone. I can get on these calls like the commissioner, and we'll work through it. Dustin Brown wants to know, Carson Wentz, Jake Browning, or Cooper Rush at quarterback.
Me.
I feel bad. I feel bad for you. I feel bad for your family. Carson Wentz, quarterback 22 on the week. Cooper Rush, quarterback 27 on the week. Jake Browning, quarterback 28 on the week. So, you know what I kind of like in this one, honestly, of all these guys? I kind of like Jake Browning. I know he's looked bad. I know they're going to get blown the fuck out. But I just think it's deep shot week. I think it's no broke boys week, sicko week, all that shit. He's only projected 14 points, but the other guys are projected 14 as well. So give me the guy with Chase. Give me the guy with Higgins. Give me the guy with Noah Fant. They're just going to, the Detroit defense is good, but it's not great. So I feel like you could get some bombs here. If Carson Wentz and Cooper Rush outscore Jake Browning, it's going to be by like 3 points. And I venture to guess that's not going to kill your matchup. So let's take the fun one here. Ty Wilson wants to know 0.5 PPR. Who the hell says 0.5? Half PPR. Who should I start? Ramondre Stevenson, Chris Rodriguez, or Isaiah Davis? Chris Rodriguez is getting that volume, but the number one success rate running back in the league, higher than Jahmyr Gibbs, higher than Bijan Robinson, higher than Devon Achane, is Bill Krosky-Merritt. At some point, the dude's got to get his. So I don't know how much I love Chris Rodriguez in this one. And they are taking on the Chargers, who have been pretty good against the run as well. So let's take Stevenson and let's just take him for potential. We know that, I know that Ramondre is going to get the amount that Isaiah Davis is probably going to get and Chris Rodriguez is about to get. And I just know that Drake May can lead them to the goal line, red zone, all that stupid shit. So let's take Stevenson. Hendry Odom wants to know, full PPR, 2B, 1 flex, Mason, Dowdle, Kenneth Walker, Marvin Harrison Jr., Chris Olave. Just to give you guys reference on some of the big hitters this week, Kenneth Walker is the RB22. Jordan Mason is the RB13. Rico Dowdle is, I think he's mixing there. Where are you, big Rico? Rico is RB29, probably going to climb before we get to game time. And then Marvin Harrison Jr. is wide receiver 31. So player profiler is pretty bearish. Has that turned? People actually use bearish. They're bearish on a lot of these guys. Olave is wide receiver 17, so he's going to be the highest ranked one here. Plus, we love the matchup. And Spencer Rattler's balling. So let's take Chris Olave. Let's take Jordan Mason, and let's take Marvin Harrison in full PPR. I like the matchup for Marvin Harrison. I think this Titan secondary can get got, and I think last week was a turning point. Hopefully I read that right. Hopefully my brain interpreted what you needed there. Oh my God, there's a lot of you guys in the chat. I got to hurry the fuck up. Good morning, DeMarcado or Ramondre. Give me some Ramondre. Ronaldo wants to know Juwan Jennings, Harold Fannin, or Mason Taylor. What the fuck happened to you, Juwan Jennings? George Kittle goes out. I dump my entire fab budget on you. I get one good game. In these last 2 weeks, you've been like my fucking dad. You've been gone. How many more weeks are you going to be my dad? So Harold Fannon's still been looking pretty good. He's been getting designed plays. He's still blocking and well enough to stay on the field. Targets have been there, even though Joe Flacco has been a bucket of ass. So the rankings this week has Juwan Jennings at tight end 11, Harold Fannin at tight end 15, and then Mason Taylor, who I think is coming on a little bit, at tight end 16. Yeah. Let's take the shot play guy here, and let's take Mason Taylor. Let's take a shootout going up against the worst secondary maybe in the history of NFL pro sports. Let's have some fun there. You know, what's going to be going on with Cleveland? It's going to play in the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium against the Vikings there. Juwan Johnson, like I said, I don't know where it is. Like, where are you? What happened? Is this just who you are? You show up every couple weeks or every couple weeks every season, make me feel good and then make me feel bad right after. So let's take Mason Taylor and let's then you can flex on the hose also. That's a huge, I played Mason Taylor last week. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And we like to flex on hose. So Savan Leg wants to know flex one, full PPR, Malik Washington, Josh Downs, DeMarcado, Bill, Njoku, Kendre. Jesus, you are all over the place. Just one of these guys. Stealing here, I love. Feeling here is probably surprisingly Malik Washington. He's still pretty low. He's not low. He's wide receiver 31 this week in our rankings, just behind Cortland Sutton, just ahead of Marvin Harrison Jr. He's got a nice matchup against Carolina's been pretty decent against the pass metrically, but it's because they've been getting down fucking huge all these games, and teams just have to run the ball on them. So J.C. Horn's going to be matched up on Jalen Waddle, so you don't have to worry about that. If Darren Waller has another 2-touchdown game, I'll do something embarrassing live on this stream next week. So of all those guys in particular, let's just take the ceiling there for Malik Washington and have some fun with it. Dennis said, sup, all you amazing and beautiful people. You all are amazing. You are beautiful. Credit scores high in this group, I can tell. Tax brackets got to be pretty high too. Would love to see the voting history, though. Robert Mitchell Prophet wants to know, Fields or Mayfield this week? Need a win. I mean, Fields is projected. He's our quarterback 6 on the week. I've seen other reputable platforms of note have him as the QB2 taking on the Dallas secondary. Yeah, I'll probably take Fields. I don't like to start quarterbacks against this Seattle Seahawks defense if I can avoid it. Chris Godwin's he's coming back, but he's still looking like he should have, or he's looking like a guy who tore his, or dislocated his ankle last year. The big dog's back, and he wants to know, drop Juwan for Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill's 35. He's coming off of brutal injury last year. New scheme. I don't know how they're going to use him. I would wait and see and just hope that, I can't believe I shit on Juwan Johnson and now I have to tell you to play him. Is he out though? He's injured, but is he out is what I would like to know. Juwan Johnson, let's get the most recent 28 minutes ago. Pro Football Network said he's dealing with an ankle injury, which kept him out and then limited. Because of that, he's officially questionable. If he's playing, I'm taking him over the other guys. So I just don't feel like there's upside all the way around. Funky Monkey wants to know one more, Addison or Slayton. Neighbors gutted my wide receiver room. Yes, he did, man. Neighbors was my first round pick in a lot of leagues. I was pretty bullish on him and I was feeling pretty good about it. And now I feel like I want to put on a heavy coat and walk right into the ocean. We've got Jordan Addison as our, where is he? Where are you, sweetheart? Addison is our wide receiver 41 on the week. He's pretty low at only 10 points. And then Slayton, he's right above him, wide receiver 39. Let's take the ceiling here with Slayton. I'm guessing like a 6 for 60 and a touchdown feels good. Addison had a pretty quiet game last week, other than the blown coverage is the only reason he was able to break away. Browns defense shutting shit down. Obviously, Browns got put in a blender by the Lions offense, but the Lions offense does that to everybody. So still feel pretty good about what they can accomplish. Savon Leg wants to know full PPR, Mason Taylor, Njoku. Full PPR. Let's just give me Mason Taylor. Let's take that, baby. I'm feeling it this week on Mason Taylor, guys. Tony Pollard and Michael Carter. Give me, is Tony Pollard just destined to have 20 carries for 60 yards and no touchdowns? I feel so bad for the guy. He's out there grinding his life away. Tony Pollard is RB 24 on the week, and then Michael Carter is RB 32. These are two guys in the same situation. So let's take Tony Pollard, who I think is a better player there. TC, what's going on, man? TC, we had a blast in the space the other day. Appreciate you showing up for this as well. You guys are reposting the streams. I love that. I appreciate that so much. I do it for you guys. I don't do it for the Randys. I want to be a part of your life. I want to be a part of making your week better. I want to be a part of making your wallet fatter. I want to be a part of bringing that self-esteem as high as possible because it's going to be gutted when these games start at 1 o'clock. I know it is for you. It is going to be for me. Slashy even in the house. Slashy, my guy right here, was up all night with my daughter who refused to sleep. And now I'm trying to decide which two players to start. Sean Tucker, Justice Hill, Tajay Spears.
No, man. Shit, no, man. I believe you get your ass kicked saying something like that.
Coming here with this stream with your bullshit, trying to make me look like a asshole, getting these picks wrong. If Justice Hill, he's our running back 33 on the week. Sean Tucker, running back 37. And then I don't even know if we have Spears ranked just because we weren't quite, when these rankings came out, I don't know if he had officially been activated. So Spears still coming back from injury. I do feel like he is going to be the play long-term for them just because they need somebody who can actually make a fucking play. So let's go with Sean Tucker. I'll recommend Sean Tucker here. I do think Sean Tucker will get like 10 carries at least. Justice Hill is just, he's a fluke guy, right? He kind of has two fluky plays last week that I don't think will happen again. I definitely don't think they happen with Cooper Rush playing. That's only because Lamar Jackson's your quarterback. And I know that Cooper Rush was involved in some of the action last week, but shit happens. If either one of those guys outscores Sean Tucker, you're not going to be mad at me, right? Right? You promise? Won't be mad? Abram wants to know Goff or Dart. Give me Goff, baby. Goff gets the Cincinnati Bengals defense, specifically the secondary, which is so bad. So bad. Sport Dog 100 wants to know 18 PPR super. Let's shout out all the 8-teamers out there. I got all the love for you. Love an 18-team league. I need 2 flex. I'm using Woody Marks for 1 spot. Hell yeah, you are, baby. And for the 2nd spot, Keenan Allen, Jamison Williams, Shaheed, or Stevenson. Who would I use? What did I say earlier, guys? No broke boys. Sicko week on the pod. Give me the ceiling guy. Give me Jamison Williams. Give me the over 22.5 longest reception. They don't have anybody on this Bengals defense that can cover Jamison Williams. Nobody can run with him. So I think he has a big game. Love that for him. Give me some JMO. DJ Dirty Coach wants to know, pick up Rashad Smith over Kareem Hunt? Yes. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Just for the sexual thrill! The sexual thrill!
Feeling good about they're trying to get Rashad involved in this offense. And, I don't know if he has a breakout game this week, but you're seeing him just used in the kind of ways that you can see it coming with these Andy Reid running backs. So Mike Duke wants to know, Dart, Goff, or Knicks in non-PPR? Give me Goff, baby. Give me all the Goff. How is anyone? Yes. We got you covered there. Rashad White or K9, full PPR. Ooh, full PPR. It's hard not to play Rashad White. He's our RB20 on the week. Kenneth Walker, RB22. Probably going to be pretty close in scoring. Kenneth Walker's looked very good, but so is Rashad White. So full PPR. Give me that, especially with that Seattle pass rush. Baker's just going to have to get the ball out quick. And what the hell do you mean I need a cooler hat? John coming in here talking shit.
You betrayed me. Did you tell the folks that? You bitch. Did you tell them? You fat piece of shit.
Don't ever come in here and disrespect the Shield on my show. I got Roger back there. I got Groot up there. We don't play those games. Love you, John. All right. Jerome wants to know, Cooper Kupp or Keon Coleman?
Shut the fuck up, okay? Shut the fuck up.
I feel for you right here. This is horrible. I hope that whatever depression meds you have right now are working. And I'm not judging. I'm on everything but roller skates here. I'm probably going to go with Keon Coleman. Just give me the potential passing volume in this offense this week. I love the matchup for the team in general. Cooper Kupp he's our wide receiver 54 on the week, man. He's way the hell down there. And we have Keon Coleman at wide receiver 38. So yeah, 20 point gap there, 20 rank gap there. Pave Management wants to know, I got Bijan, Etienne, and Gibbs. Well, good, or Jacobs. Well, good for fucking you, man. That's great. Must be nice. My wide receivers are Ladd, Pickens, Terry, and Golden. Okay, there it balances out a little bit. Should I wait for Terry and trade him to get Scadaboo and pair Scadaboo with a wide receiver to upgrade wide receiver? Most teams are RB needy. I'm just getting Scadaboo if I can. I have Scadaboo as a fringe RB1 for the rest of the season. This week, he's ranked as RB8, and you're probably going to see him just continue to be battering rammed in. He's not going to get game scripted out because he catches passes. I'm not worried about Tracy coming back or any of that stuff. So, yeah. And also, it's a weird year for Terry. Debo looks like the man. Luke McCaffrey's coming on. White boy fall for him. So, yeah, feel pretty good. And I think Golden's coming. The Golden is kind of like he's having to be ramped up a little bit, but he's going to have a role at some point or another. And Romeo Doubs will not be catching 3 fucking touchdowns every week. I assure you that. David wants to know, rank these running backs: Mason, Dowdle, Harvey, DeMarcado. For this week in particular, Dowdle, Mason, Harvey, DeMarcado. Let's see here. Abraham wants to know, sorry, brother. Yeah, no, it's okay. It's all good, baby. Corey wants to know, half PPR, Mason, Walker, Dowdle. If you're just picking one of these guys, probably Rico Dowdle. They're going to run the piss out of the ball there, and it's a pretty damn good matchup against a pathetic piece of Miami defense. G-Hop wants to know, Fields or Herbert. That's a pretty good one, man. I love the ceiling for both of these guys, obviously, but Fields with that rushing. And Dart or Bryce Young this week, and ROS, Dart. I don't want Bryce Young on. I don't even want him around. I don't want to be around anymore is what I think when I see Bryce Young. Adam Weber wants to know, Goddard or Kincaid. You have to love how Goddard has been all the talk has been about how they're not using these wide receivers in Philadelphia. They're using the hell out of Goddard. I know that volume in particular hasn't been there, but the high value touches have been there for him. He's been the safety blanket. Jalen Hurts doesn't want to throw over the middle, so they're getting Goddard quickly on screens. They're getting him on out routes. So I like that. If there's not a vulnerability in this Denver defense, but if there is one, their linebackers can get got in coverage. So Goddard might be that guy there. And Kincaid, he's catching a couple lucky touchdowns here or there, but he's really not being used all that. He's being used no differently than Goddard is. So give me Goddard in that one. Tremble or Kincaid and half PPR. Okay, that one in particular, I'll take Kincaid. And then Tolbert or Ridley in half PPR. No Cavante Turpin this week. So does Tolbert step up a little bit? Does his role increase? He's ranked as wide receiver 35 right now. But the thing is, guys, Calvin Ridley is just the hardest to watch football player I've seen in a long time. And I did not expect that coming into the season. He really has surprised me.
You do seriously surprise me.
Thank you, Chef. I was hoping you'd see that. I mean, I'd give it all I got. Give you 110.
You surprise me to how shit you are.
Oh, thank you.
That's how I feel about Calvin Ridley. So give me Tolbert. Let's have some fun on that Dallas offense this week. Rachel, it is the Chuck Bass. Yes. Shout out the Tootsie Pop 6. We had an amazing space last week. We're going to have another amazing space coming up. I feel crazy to ask, but Jalen Hurts or Justin Fields? Just playing the matchup here. Fields has the worst defense maybe ever that he's going up against. And then Jalen Hurts has a pretty damn good defense he's playing against. And Jalen Hurts is just scared to compete. He's scared to throw the ball. Justin Fields refuses to be scared. Let's see here. Jeff D'Agostino wants to know, it's 8:30. Is 8:30 too early to be grilling burgers in the backyard, considering football at 9? No, hell no. It's Sunday. There's no laws. Sundays on NFL weekends is like being in an airport. There are no rules. There are no laws. There are no customs. I guess airports technically have customs, but there's no social agreement here. So that's kind of what's going on here. Why are you acting all goofy? There we go. Yeah, there's absolutely nothing that's off the table for an 8:30, especially with games on at 9:30. Like, they're getting after it over there in England right now. Grady wants to know, also, crack a beer. Let's get a beer involved. No mimosas. I'm famously an anti-mimosa guy. Just give me straight up Prosecco or champagne. Get that orange juice out of my drink. Let's have some fun. Grady wants to know BTJ or Rico Dowdle. Oh, God. Isn't that that's like just one of the most hilarious ones. Think about when you clicked draft on Brian Thomas Jr. back in August, and then you're having to ask this as we get to October. Rico Dowdle is projected 11 full PPR points. Brian Thomas Jr. is projected 12.9. Let's go with the ceiling there. Sicko picks this week, Brian Thomas Jr. Franz wants to know Tyler Warren or Marvin Harrison Jr. in a flex 1 PPR league. I mean, damn, that's pretty tough too. Tyler Warren looking like an absolute snack out there. He is our number 1 projected tight end on the week going up against the lowly Las Vegas Raiders. 15.2 full PPR points, 8.1 targets, and Marvin Harrison Jr., who I like. I think that I would let him, watch my children. Only 11.6 full PPR points and 7 targets. So Warren has that upside. He's getting schemed up, fullback work, wildcat work, all that fun stuff. I like when guys touch balls, and Tyler Warren touches all the balls. KJ Frederick wants to know, better flex start, Slayton or Hendo in full PPR? Better start, ceiling-wise, Slayton. Wandale's going to, we saw in that Dallas game that Wandale can be used as a deep target, but I think with Malik Neighbors out and the vacuum they have there, they're probably going to have him safety blanketed, and Slayton just breaking away, baby, breaking away against that New Orleans secondary deep down the field. Grant wants to know, would you start Waller over Mandrews? I love seeing Mandrews, guys, not because I love what he's doing, but I just love the name Mandrews and Hawkinson. I'm definitely starting him over Hawkinson. Hawkinson is just, I don't know what he is in this offense, but he's not what he used to be. And that's probably for a myriad of reasons. Injuries to him, injuries to the line. Quarterback is whatever the opposite of ballin' is. Do we have an opposite of ballin'? Let's coin that on the show. I challenge the chat right now. Give me the opposite of ballin'. It's got to be one word. I'm going with Waller. I mean, I like the way he was used. He was barely played in line last week. He was more or less a slot wide receiver. So yeah, let's ride the Waller train until the wheels fall off. Frederick wants to know, better QB start Bo Nix over Sam Darnold, full PPR. No, I'm going with Sam Darnold on this one. Buccaneers have some injuries to the secondary, and they're traveling West Coast, all that stuff, and they can just get got. Even if they didn't have injuries to the secondary, this is a Buccaneers team that plays very aggressively, and so that allows them to get got deep down the field. I know that A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith just had a nothing burger, but that was not because of the Buccaneers defense. I assure you, it was because Jalen Hurts is scared to compete. Keith Berry wants to know, good day. Greetings and salutations. That is very gentlemanly of you, Keith. Zay Flowers, Woody Marks, or Trevion.
The fucking man.
Holy shit, I'm gonna come.
You got Woody Marks as an option. You're playing him. It's as simple as that, Keith. We like to keep things simple around here. This is a rich man's play. So get rich and get rocking. George wants to know, I'm bottom feeding for RB2 this week. Aren't we all, guys? Do we like Isaiah Davis, Kendre Miller, Ollie G, Xavier Scott? Xavier Scott's an interesting one just because I do think that the Browns are going to be able to rush Carson Wentz pretty effectively here. And I think that that's going to be potentially dump off City. Let's see here. Let me get what these guys projected. Just let me fall back on the ever so wonderful bright minds over here at Player Profiler and the rankings that they have for us. Kendre Miller's projected 5.6 points. Isaiah Davis is projected 5.1. Ollie Gordon is projected 4.7. And Xavier Scott is projected 4.6. So technically, we have Kendre Miller as the top dog here. Maybe go with him if you feel like he could spell Kamara a little bit. He does have a nice matchup against the Giants. So that one might be fun. I mean, I think he has as much upside too. I don't think any of these other guys have big play potential either. So let's take Kendre Miller there. Never too early to grill, baby. That is right. That's men stuff right there. That's what men do, baby. That's what men do. Alvin Kamara wants to know, that's the caffeine, boys. Joseph wants to know. Joseph coming in from Twitter, looking fly as hell in that profile picture with that yellow tie. Beautiful. Alvin Kamara or Jordan Mason, the full PPR. Here's the thing with Alvin Kamara this year, guys. He's just not catching passes like you would want Alvin Kamara to catch passes. He's just not being used that way. And I don't know if that's a Kellen Moore thing because, I mean, Kellen Moore traditionally, I guess there hasn't been a ton of running back targets in his offenses over time. This year, he only has 15 targets and 13 receptions through 4 games. According to my calculations, that's not very good. But the thing is, he's got a much better matchup than Jordan Mason has. So give me Alvin Kamara in that one just because I do think the rushing will be better. And he might catch pass too here. You never know. Make Taco Rosarito wants to know, need help, Bond, Bahid, Tolbert. Isaiah Bond finally had that breakout we were all expecting last week. He led the team in wide receiver production. Bond going up against the Vikings, Shaheed going up against the Giants, Tolbert going up against the Jets. Give me your Shaheed in this one. He's starting to look a little bit better. He's starting to return to form a little bit more, and it's just an awesome, awesome matchup for him as well. Player Profiler has him ranked pretty low as wide receiver 45, but that's all in that range. Tolbert's around there as well. Bond is around there as well. So give me Shaheed for the big play upside. George wants to know Mark Andrews or Mason Taylor. Give me some Mason Taylor this week, boy. I can't wait for Mason Taylor to score that touchdown, and you guys are going to come running to my mentions. If Mark Andrews scores, don't talk to me. You have a vegetarian next to you. Yeah. Hey, the more vegetarians in your life, the more you got to grill. JK117 wants to know half PPR George. So basically, we don't know what to do with Jordan Mason this week is what I'm gathering from a lot of these picks, guys, and I'm okay with that. He's a talented running back running behind a tough offensive line that's injured. Brutal matchup. So I get that. Half PPR, start Jordan Mason, T. Higgins, or Michael Carter. Oh, man. Why are you guys doing this to me? This is some Gillette Labs type shit.
From Gillette Labs. Gillette Labs?
Oh, God. T. Higgins specifically is ranked as the wide receiver 33 on the week, projected 11.3 full PPR points. I'm feeling a T. Higgins touchdown this week, guys. So let's go with that one. I just think that Jordan Mason is going to have like an 11-point game. Michael Carter, 10-point game. T. Higgins, I'm hoping he has like a 15-point game or he has a 5-point game, in which case I'm not feeling too bad about the differential there. Chuck, you look like you'd grow a beast mustache only setup. My facial hair kind of tops out right here, guys. I don't know if it's the testosterone that I'm lacking, if it's the drinking, if it's the caffeine, whatever it is. But I just can't quite get there with the facial hair. It's not bad, but it's not great. G. Fazaz wants to know Goddard or Jawan Johnson. Give me Goddard in that one. Will Powers wants to know, here's a gross question. Trey Tucker or Isaiah Bond? I actually kind of like Trey Tucker this week, guys. I think there's going to be fireworks to be had. I think the Colts specifically can get got by these like Matt Kelly, the podfather. He calls them the auxiliary wide receivers, which is true. Like Tutu Atwell got him pretty good. If you look at these matchups that the Colts have had, they have been Troy Franklin. That's where his breakout game came against the Colts. He's kind of secondary, thirdary wide receivers for these teams. They can break one off. So I do like Trey Tucker's ability to break one off this week. So that feels good. Jerry Jeudy or Stephon Diggs.
Whoa.
Give me Stephon Diggs this week. He's our wide receiver 25, projected 12.9 full PPR points. And then Jerry Jeudy, he's wide receiver 32. He's not far behind him, 11.5 points. But there's a lot going on here, specifically on the Browns side. I just don't like a passing offense with a rookie QB starting against Brian. It is still Brian Flores. I know that Aaron Rodgers had an okay day last week, but Aaron Rodgers has been playing Brian Flores for 10 years. Dylan Gabriel coming in, don't feel terrific about what's going to be going on overall, and everybody on the team could have like 4 catches for 35 yards. I think they're going to diversify their portfolio. Diggs looked excellent last week, dominated target share. And it's a revenge game for Stephon Diggs. So we love revenge games around here. Is Justice Hill a pickup? Sans Lamar start over King Henry? He's a pickup, but he's not a start over the King. Trevion or Jordan Mason? Give me Jordan Mason. Sean Tucker, Isaiah Davis, or Pacheco? Sean Tucker, baby. Give me the beats. Give me the beats, boy. Prescott or Fields? This is one I'm struggling with. In my biggest league, I've got both of these guys, and I've swapped them in and out of the lineup multiple times. I actually have a lot of Justin Fields, so I think what I'm going to end up doing is hedge and play Dak Prescott here. Dak's looked good. Dak has looked great, actually. So I think these guys are going to score within 5 points of each other. So if you want to play for upside, you want to play Fields for the rushing ability. Dallas's defense is just so bad, and it's slow. That's the thing to remember. Dallas's defense is very slow. Their linebackers are not any faster than I am, and I played tennis in high school. I did play a little football, but I played tennis, which tells you more than most guys. So Dak is projected 18.7 points this week. Fields is projected 21.5. So if they finish there, you're going to feel pretty good. Oh, sorry, brother. That was for someone else's question about 15 minutes ago. It's all good. You guys are the best chat in the entire history of American civilization. So don't ever feel the need to apologize to me for anything. What else we got here? If Woody Marks gets 2 touchdowns, I'll go to the sketchy part of town and get a happy ending massage. This is what I'm talking about. Risking our health, risking our family life, risking our credibility in the community, risking ostracization, all just for fun internet points, guys. That's what life has become. AC Hellman wants to know Jordan Mason or Jay Williams in the flex. If you're talking about Javonte Williams, give me Javonte. Even if you're talking about Jamison Williams, give me both of them over Jordan Mason just for that ceiling play this week. Fields or May, give me Fields. Hey, Chuck. Hey, Steven. Greg wants to know if Bowers is out, Waller or Strange. Give me Waller. Give me Waller while he's healthy, because we know that the buck is going to stop with Waller's train at some point, but he's out there. He's earning that contract. He's got to pay alimony to Kelsey Plum, especially with her. Kelsey Plum, are they out of the WNBA? Are they out? They didn't make it, right? I'm embarrassed that I don't know that. I'm embarrassed that I don't know if Kelsey Plum's team is not playing in the NBA Finals or the WNBA Finals. Pave Management, thank you. I found a new gem for this channel. Thank you, man. We're happy to have you. Player Profilers putting in a lot of work this year, guys, per usual. We're having a lot of fun, trying to mix things up a little bit. Getting all of you guys to participate is kind of what I'm looking for. So we do this show every Sunday morning, 8 a.m. Can also find me and Evan Ringler doing the Risers and Fallers show every Thursday. And then, of course, our channel is putting out content daily. So having you guys a part of this is going to be the dream scenario for me. Conscious Machine 413 wants to know Fannin or Franklin. I don't want to pick up Tucker. Yeah, no one wants to pick up Tucker. It is a nice, fun week for Franklin. If you're playing the Eagles, what you want your guy facing off against their CB2. Obviously, Quinshon Mitchell is terrific. Cooper DeJean, but he's a nickel cornerback, right? So whoever's got that wide receiver 2 spot usually has a nice big F game. So I like Troy Franklin this week. The player profiler rankings, Jesus, get it together. Troy Franklin is he's our wide receiver 43 on the week, but he's mixed in with a bunch of guys in that 10-point range. So he's projected 10 full PPR points. I think he could even do better than that. And Fannin is projected, where are you, Fannin? Fannin's projected 8.3. So there you go. You owe like Pookie. This guy, man, he's trying to take it to me in the Ozempic trial leagues. He's going to wreck me. He thinks he's got what it takes. He does not. If you all aren't familiar with the Ozempic trials, you draft 22 players, and every week you have to cut one until we whittle the rosters down to just 4 players. No ads, no trades. It's all about who you draft, baby. We're having a lot of fun over there. Kevin wants to know Allen or Gibbs for Taylor, Hurts, and Myers. So Josh Allen and Jahmyr Gibbs for Jonathan Taylor, Jalen Hurts, and Jacoby Myers. I'm probably holding on to Allen and Gibbs there. I'm just not getting what I want out of Jalen Hurts this year. Josh Allen continues to reign supreme, and I like Gibbs. I like Gibbs over Taylor, even though they're pretty close in points right now. I just do. I'm sorry. Don't hate me for that. Conscious Machine 413 wants to know Gabriel Miller. Yep. Yeah. No, I completely agree. What I know is that Dylan Gabriel will not be worse for this passing offense than Joe Flacco was. There's no doubt about it. While Flacco and Njoku work, yeah, I completely agree. I mean, I do like the potential for what Fannin can bring to this offense, for what Gabriel can bring to this offense. He's going to be able to scramble by time. Beyond Week wants to know, do I start Jamar Chase this week? Yeah, you do. Now, Jamar Chase has one top 30 finish in 9 starts with Jake Browning, which is as bad as it gets. It makes me want to yak. It makes me want to break shit. It's horrible. It's horrific. But Jamar Chase is too good to be held down for this long, and I think the game script will be in favor for them. So, I mean, I have him pretty low. He's like a player profiler has him as the, come on, baby, scroll up. They have him as the wide receiver 7 on the week, which tells you they feel pretty good analytically, 16.5 PPR points. So fire it up, baby. Fire it up, because the options aren't much better. What are you going to do? Play Jerry Jeudy? Get the fuck out of here. Frizzle wants to know, how's it going? It's going great, guys. I hope you guys are having a good season. I'm having a pretty damn good season so far. I'm doing pretty well. Point-wise, emotionally, I'm not there for whatever the reason is. I don't know why, but we'll all get there together. Jamar or Jacoby with Bowers out, I'm still taking Jamar. I need to see it from Geno. I need to see that he can get his shit together. When do you think Kittle's coming back? They're projecting Kittle to come back week 7. So they have the Buccaneers next week, and then they said that it would be unlikely that he makes it back for that game, projecting him back week 7. But the way this shit goes, watch it be week 8. Screw us over. Frizzle wants to know, stash Jaden Blue, Isaiah Davis, or Ollie Gordon. Oof. Well, Jaden Blue was caught wearing Louis Vuitton Nikes that were giving him blisters and causing him to not be able to practice. So that guy does not have his shit together. Stash-wise, it's probably Davis, unfortunately, because I don't think Javonte Williams is going anywhere unless there's an injury. I don't think Ollie Gordon is going anywhere, even if Devon Achane gets hurt. Like, Achane is doing well because he's playing well, not because he's in a great situation. Davis is like, if something happens to Breece Hall, or they just give Davis the Braylon Allen role, I actually think he could be involved and potentially maybe even be like a deeper league flex play. So probably Davis there. Very sus today, sir. You liked guys. I like when guys touch the balls. Yes, come on. We're all comfortable with it. We're all secure in our masculinity here. So is the opposite of ballin' fallen? Yeah, I guess that makes sense, right? Fallen. Oh, we got multiple fallens in the house. Okay, we'll table that for now. I was looking for something a little more street, a little more hood, a little more like tough, but we'll go with fallen for now. Vasectomy. Yeah, no, honestly, they're playing like low T soy boy beta cucks. Great minds, baby. That's right. You look at these guys connecting in the chat. See, we get guys hooked up together. Devin wants to know Carter or Chase Brown. Oh man, Chase Brown's hard to watch, guys. He's really, really hard to watch. He's wide receiver or running back 21 on the week, projected 13 full PPR points. So you got Chase Brown on a drowning offense versus Michael Carter, which, I mean, I don't know if they're drowning, but they're certainly not. They're floating, I guess is what I could say here. Is Chase Brown more talented than Michael Carter? Someone's going to have to convince me that he is, but let's take the upside play there. I guess it's Chase Brown for upside. I don't feel good though. Who is touching more balls, Alvin Kamara or Jordan Mason in full PPR? Alvin Kamara, baby. Alvin Kamara will be the big ball toucher this week. That's what it'll be next week's segment, the big ball toucher of the week. I'm going with Brashard over Tucker while Bucky is out. Yep, I'm okay with that. Alec or Malik Washington. So the thing with Alec Ayomanar is while he's looked like the best player, the best wide receiver in that room, if it's not a scramble drill, he's not really doing a whole lot. Like these like design targets, everything like that, route running, route tree, all that stuff. It's pretty rookie. So with that being the case, just give me somebody who has the upside, and I think that's going to be Malik Washington. So Joseph wants to know, thank you, Chuck. Good luck today. Good luck to all of you. This first game rolls in 30 minutes. I'm not going to be watching it. I will be in church because I am an upstanding member of my community and my faith is strong. Kevin wants to know Mason Taylor or Brenton Strange. Give me Mason Taylor there. Oh, the lovely Foxworth wants to know Michael Carter, Jalen Tolbert, Rashad Smith. Give me the no broke boys deep shot play of the week, Jalen Tolbert, long touchdown. I'm banking on it. Uncle Ted said, give me Bond. Yeah, give him Bond. Uncle Ted needs Bond money. P Money wants to know, might be overthinking this, but Jaden Daniels or Jackson Dart, 4-point touchdowns, just loving the rushing upside of Dart. Yeah, I am too. Jaden Daniels was not looking terrific in the videos that came out with his knee. The number one comment was, that boy ain't right, on several videos, not just one. So you've got Jaden Daniels projected 21.9 full PPR points going up against the Los Angeles Chargers. And then you've got Jackson Dart with 16.9. So this is like, how cute do you want to get? You drafted Jaden Daniels in what, like the 4th round, 5th round. You picked up Jackson Dart off the bench. But Jackson Dart looks like a beast. He looks like an absolute unit. Are you ever thinking this? Yes. But you know what? Let's call it. Let's call our upset. Is it really an upset? Let's call our big balls play of the week here, Jackson Dart over Jaden Daniels. That's right. I'm going to recommend it. Calvin Jr. wants to know, I'm with you on the facial hair, bro. It's that native in the blood. I know, man. I'm Russian, Irish, Dutch, and Lebanese. So it can get tricky with me. The Lebanese is really coming out today. Abram wants to know Malik or Higgins. I'll take Higgins here. Like I said, I feel good about a Higgins touchdown this week. Ravens D or Seattle D. Give me the Ravens D or the Seattle D. Don't ever give me the Ravens D. I don't want 1 second of that scrub squad. Kyler Murray or Jackson Dart. So we've got Kyler ranked as look at this. Kyler is the player profiler QB3 on the week, projected 22.9 points going up against the Texans. So let's rock Kyler on that one. Go Jin wants to know, please pick 2. Having a hard time deciding. Jordan Mason, Ramondre, Bill Krosky Merritt. Give me Jordan Mason and Krosky Merritt on that one. I just like the involvement there over Ramondre, who, if Ramondre is going to have, the thing is, if Ramondre and Bill both have 8 touches, Bill's going to have more points because he rips off longer runs. Like Pookie wants to know Jameson or Dobbins. Give me Jameson, baby. I think it's going to be tough sledding for Dobbins this week. And I think it's going to be a big top off. What rhymes with rocks off, tops off for JMO. How do you feel about Jamar Chase? I just feel like it's going to be a decent game for him. I know the Lions are going to beat the brakes off of this team. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't feel like elite players can get held down for that long. They got to do something, man. They got to do something. Franz wants to know, need one of my flex, Travis Hunter, Justice Hill, or Sean Tucker. Appreciate it, my man. Yeah, the Travis Hunter stuff hasn't been very encouraging. Obviously, it's super easy to pile on, but he's just not very good. And I know that he's a rookie, so why would he be very good? But he's our wide receiver 53 on the week, 7.7 full PPR points. That's very bad, not good. So if you're talking about like who's going to be involved here the most of all these guys, it's probably going to end up being Sean Tucker. So give me Tucker right in the fantasy. That feels good, and I appreciate you guys. That's good coaching. It is good coaching. What is good coaching? Me coaching you guys? I hope that's what you're talking about. Ben Moore wants to know, pick 2 and sit 1 PPR league, Genty, Judkins, Worthy. I'm starting Worthy. I'm starting Judkins. Oh, God, but you're not benching Genty, are you? Genty gets Indy, who has been, they've been getting torn up lately, 15.1 full PPR points. Okay, give me Genty and Worthy here in a PPR league. That's how I feel good about that. Genty can catch passes. Worthy's going to catch a lot of passes. Judkins, obviously terrific. Would love him. Would invite him to go see a movie sometime. But give me Worthy on that one. I'm going to rip through the rest of these guys because I got to get rocking and rolling here. Woody Marks gets 2 touchdowns. He'll be giving out handies in sketchy part of town. Hell yeah, you were. DFS this morning show winning lineup. Who is the captain in this one? Captain is going to be JJ. Thanks, man. I got you covered. Need to half PPR, Mason Carter, Tet, Conkey. Give me Tet and Conkey. Is Collins the sneaky sleeper here to add in a deep ocean league? Yes, absolutely. Bo Collins, Phil Collins, rock it all the way. Let's see here. Let me get to more. Dowdle or Jordan Mason. Give me Rico Dowdle. Let's see here. JT for Chuba and JMO. Would you veto before hearing Chuba out? Or trades? Trades are trades. Don't ever veto. The commissioner should have full power to take care of all of these if you think it's scrub squad. Fannin or Andrews in full PPR. Andrews here. Cooper Rush does like his tight ends. Cooper Rush threw for 354 yards and a touchdown against the Texans last year when he was playing with the Cowboys. So keep that in mind for your Ravens guys this week. Chase Brown or Old Yeller to go behind the shed. It's got to be Old Yeller. That's for sure. I did draft AMR. It's okay. I mean, AMR is still he's always going to have the potential to break a long play. We just know that. Church is top tier. Go to church, guys. Half PPR, Mason, Dowdle, Walker. Need to give me Dowdle and Walker there. Oh, yeah, give me Dowdle and Walker. I think it's going to be tough sledding for Jordan Mason, even though the volume will be there. Full PPR, are we going Downs, Harvey, or DeMercado? I'm going Harvey this week. Hopefully that Josh Downs plays more of these 2 wide receiver sets with the injuries to Pittman, even though he's going to play, and Pierce and all that. But there's just not a lot to love there, which really sucks because I drafted a lot of Josh Downs this year. I'm down. Full PPR pick 2, Wandale, Godwin, Tucker. Give me Wandale and Godwin there. Actually, give me Wandale and Tucker there. Sorry. Debo or Brees. Give me Brees. Love Brees this week, guys. Huge. I think it's like Brees has 30-point potential this week. I truly believe that. Full PPR pick 1, BTJ, Godwin, Mason, Dowd. Just pick one of these guys. I'm picking Brian Thomas Jr. Tight end premium pick 1, Jawan, Barner, Evan Ingram. Barner. Buccaneers defense they've been getting coin starred by tight ends this week, and Barner's been a sneaky play. And for those of you who don't know what getting coin starred is, it's when they fill your ass up with change and pull dollar bills out of your mouth. Let's see here. Chris Moore, sleeper this week, potentially. I think that they have too many mouths, or not too many mouths to feed. They choose to feed too many mouths. So I don't know how much action he's actually going to get in playing. Is Najigba a good play? Yes, absolutely. For defense, Browns, Bills, or Kansas. Need to start one. Browns. Let's see here. This guy always goes down. Yes, he does. Andres or Njoku. Should I pick? Give me Njoku there. Andrews or Njoku. Should I pick up Taysom Hill? I'm taking Njoku still. Thank you, Chuck. Enjoy the mass. Absolutely. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me and Chuck Bass. I'll be on Twitter all day long as these games are happening and before the game. So if you've got questions, we'll be doing a start sit mega thread over there. Love having you guys. Looking forward to next week as well. Everything you can into this week. Let's get it, guys.
Everybody, let's get out of here. This place is covered head to toe in shit.
So let's put our hoodie on and let's talk about Player Profiler's DFS Dominator. It has a cash game optimizer that leverages the projections from Billy and Bradley and Evan and that Player Profiler AI engine to create cash game lineups that certainly have a high floor, but also give you that ceiling. Now, you've probably heard about the most powerful tool of all, our Lineup Genius. We know winning GPPs requires a completely different approach, which is why our Lineup Genius takes you through the process of selecting the quarterbacks in the juiciest matchups. Then it highlights the stacks and runbacks that are available, lets you pick the chalk level, lets you pick the level of correlation with a number of other proprietary settings available to you. Click a button and it generates hundreds of lineups to be imported into FanDuel and DraftKings. And it's just $45 a year, not a week, a year. So go find